Hello and welcome to Blue Suede News, where we'll be reviewing the good, the bad, and the utterly stupid of the last month. And for those who aren't aware, the last month was August. So, as usual, this is a live show, so if you're watching live, please leave a comment and say hello. We are interactive. If you're watching on catch up, which I know a lot of you do, and if you're watching on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit like. All right, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to bring on our guests for tonight. I'm going to bring on Dan Lythe.
Hello.
Jay Sandhu and Ishi Khan.
Hello.
Hello. So, right, I'm going to ask each of you to introduce yourselves. And we'll go to Ishi first. If you can introduce yourself, please, Ishi.
Okay. Hello. I look like I've just got out of bed, and that would be good. I do things like climb trees, and I sing to the moon, and I'm just right now stroking my cat.
Very good. So, just like to say that we do have Lord Sparkles in attendance.
Hello.
Hi, Lord Sparkles. So next, I'll go to Dan Lythe.
Hello. I'm Dan Lythe. I am a comedian. I grow my hair and wear rock and roll stuff, even though I'm not a rock and roller anymore. I've all grown up. I've also got books behind me that makes me look like I read, and I really don't. So, my exciting news is I'm getting married next week. So that's everything. Yeah.
Wow.
7th September. Thank you very much.
Well done.
That's an easy round of applause.
So,
Wow.
and we'll go to Jay Sandhu.
I'm hoping I'm actually working. So I didn't hear anyone else's introductions. I'm working now. My name's Jay Sandhu. I do comedy, do a bit of spoken word. Don't really have any big. Oh yeah, I've not really got any big news. I'm alive.
That's big news. That's huge news today. Well done. Ah.
Right, just before we start the show, as we go through the show, I don't award points because points on this show means sod all.
Oh.
Okay, so please remember that, and you can't bribe me to get an extra point because it means sod all. Okay, and also, if any of you are watching, it's really nice when people support this show. And one way of supporting the show is to go into the comments and you'll find a link for Buy Me a Coffee. In fact, I can actually put it on the screen. If you buy me a coffee at this link, coffee's only £2 each. I will distribute them evenly amongst my guests tonight. It helps the show stay on air. So please help support the show, and please go to, if you enjoy the show, please go to buymeacoffee.com. So thank you very much. So let's move straight up.
I promised to actually spend mine on coffee.
Well, Lord Sparkle says congratulations to the future Mrs. Lythe.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Won a prize. Oh, that rhymes.
Okay, so let's move on to the first round of the show.
What's the story? Morning glory.
That's right. It's the first round where we talk about some of the major stories that have happened during the month. Okay, and I've picked two stories to discuss. So the first story, if I can get the slide working, is it has been announced that COP26, the climate change summit, will be taking place in Glasgow in November. And people were talking about, this may be the last chance to save the planet. So let me throw it open to the guests. We'll go to Dan first. Dan, do you have any views on the environment and how we can save it?
Yeah, I'm not having kids because it's far too late. If we think about it, they should have been doing stuff like this in the 50s if we really, really wanted to fix the world. But good on them for trying, I suppose.
It's funny you should mention kids because I already had this lined up. What about Mr. Johnson with his 7 children? So
he's just his carbon footprint's bigger than most.
Yeah. So I mean, I always think when you hear that Boris Johnson has 7 children, that contraception was invented to stop people like him breeding. So anyway, let's get rid of Boris. Sorry for that interruption, Dan. So
It's okay.
So
yeah, Glasgow.
let's move on.
Glasgow's a nice place to do it in because it's got all the weather. So,
Yeah,
they got it.
I like how it says on the thing in partnership with Italy. You know, some people say we may be past the sell-by date on this.
Past the sell.
And those people who don't take action are totally insane. So, anyway, let's move on to Jay. Jay, have you got any views on the environment and how we can save it?
Yeah, I always find these like summits and stuff really funny because they all take private jets to come to somewhere to discuss about how they can reduce. There's this thing called Teams, and I look at it now going like, surely you could just do this on Teams, and that's going to, help the problem. But no, I also just think it's fucking pointless, isn't it? Like, I don't think it's good answer. I just don't think it's going to do anything. It'd be good to see if it did. Like, I'd like to see a couple new memes and that. We've not had much. Like, I want Biden to do something stupid. I forgot America has a leader at the minute. So,
yeah, very, very true.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll come on to Biden shortly. So over to Ishi. I'm sure Ishi has some views on the environment because I know you like rainbows and moons and all things environmental.
Thank you, Roger. Firstly, can we just have a look at this COP26, Conference of Parties it stands for? How can you have conference and parties in the same line? It just doesn't work. You either have a party or you have a boring conference. It just doesn't work. Secondly, you mentioned something about Boris Johnson's 7 children. Can we really blame Boris? Because all he was doing was listening to Craig David's I met a girl on whatever day of the week it was. Well, each one of those, right? That's what it was, I think. So, yeah. And thirdly, let's have a look at this poster. This is not the planet Earth. This is just somebody throwing marbles in a paint stick.
Very true. Anyway, and I know also there's been a lot of things about one of the things they're hoping to save the environment with is this. Does anyone know what this is?
E-numbers.
Petrol?
It's the new E10 petrol, which is causing a lot of confusion amongst
this
drivers.
is the one that doesn't. Is this the one that doesn't work in all cars or something?
Yes. And you have to look up.
Yeah.
Even though it's being rolled out to every petrol station, you have to look up on the internet whether your car is suitable for this fuel or not.
Right, I've not heard of that. What's different about it?
The other one was E8.
All right. I don't drive, so I know nothing about this.
These are just E-numbers. They're telling you they're for the cars, but it's really secretly. And you go and hook up to the hose, and you can get high on E-numbers. That's what it is.
Right, so could you cut a little hole in the bottom of your car, get high on E-numbers, and just run everywhere like Fred Flintstone?
Flintstone. Yeah.
It's a new recipe.
You pull up to the petrol station and just have a quick bump, and then you're on your way. It'll take you to. Do you know what? That made F1 a lot more interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we see what else has been going on this month? So we'll get rid of the petrol and we'll move on to the next story, which is Afghanistan. Right? Who would like to go first? Dan went first last time, so I think it's between.
Of course, it's between me and Ishi on Afghanistan, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I had obviously, there's always something. Afghanistan doesn't seem to have stopped, really, does it? But I was looking into some of the stuff with it, and I was looking at a stat that was about like the number of soldiers that got pulled out quickly, and then I was just thinking, imagine if Boris Johnson could pull out that quickly, he'd probably not have as many children, would he? To be fair to him.
Love it.
Yeah. So Ishi, who do you think is to blame for it all going pear-shaped over there?
Oh, that's a big question to ask. Oh my goodness! Don't speak of little emojis that way.
Shall I give you a clue as to who I'm inferring?
Well, who you think? You mean who you think is to blame? Okay, so you think Biden is to blame?
Well, he hasn't helped the situation.
Okay.
There's not many Americans that do.
No, absolutely. They're not. It's about what can be gained for America out of it, and I would expect that they had a plan, and the plan has been reached, and they've said, right, our pretending to help humanity is over. So yeah, off they go.
Actually, you sound like a Cyberman.
A Cyberman. Oh, that's pretty cool.
You sound like a Cyberman while you was describing that. You sounded like a Cyberman.
like a Cyberman. Okay, cool. Does this Cyberman have a mustache?
Maybe.
Okay.
You could do. You could get. That's it.
Let's
Actually,
go
where are you
to
pulling all
Dan.
these things from?
Right.
The magic box.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan, Joe Biden's been in the news as well, hasn't he? Because he's been losing his mind, hasn't he?
Is it? How old is he? Because that was one of the concerns before he got elected, that he was just a senile old man. And I know with Afghanistan, a lot of what is happening is what Trump put in place, and then it rolled out, and then it came over to Biden to take care of it, and then Biden's messed it up, and Trump's blamed him. Whereas, really, it's Trump's fault. I still like blaming him. I used to watch a lot of news, and it was American news, and it was always Trump, and I always thought, I can't believe that he's president. I never thought I'd miss him, because I'm with Jay. I forgot Joe Biden existed. At least, Trump was entertaining.
I'll tell you, I'll make him vanish, shall I? There he goes. Does that help you?
Yeah.
So, Afghanistan has become quite. What was quite astonishing is that apparently retrain the Afghan armies, and when I say we, us and the Americans, and they seem to fall over and submit very, very quickly, and the Taliban seem to take over the country almost instantly.
Yeah, it's like they left them. We trained all these special police and gave them all these high-tech rifles and drones and, missiles that have got microchips in them. And then Taliban come over and go, can we have those? And they're like, yeah, okay. What can we do? So it used to be that it was old AK-47s that, you couldn't aim for shit with. And now they've got like M16s and ICBMs, and it's a little bit more scary. So America's just
I don't think they've got ICBMs, have they?
Well, let's hope
that
not, Roger.
That would have been a bit silly. So, no, they all that work that's been done to try and make Afghanistan a lawful and civil country seems to be unwinding. But proof will be in the pudding. Maybe the Taliban have changed, as they say they have, and it won't be as bad as it was, and they will let ladies have rights to go to school and actually be a part of society. Because if they go back to where they were, it would be a crying shame with all the people who lost their lives to actually, get them out of power.
Yeah, didn't they say with
So-
the Taliban said that there's a certain amount of women that have been educated up to a certain, they're going to let them go to school, but only up to a college level, so they can do nursing and stuff.
Yeah,
But they won't let them
but,
go to university.
Yeah, which in itself is wrong. Absolutely wrong. So,
Yeah, very.
but we'll see what happens. I mean, I know Afghanistan's always been a problem because the Russians never sorted it out, and now we've not sorted it out. We'll see what happens.
The Russians try to occupy it?
Yes,
Right.
because they're having problems with it, same as we've had problems with it since. So, anyway,
Well,
let's lighten the mood now and move on to our next.
I was going to say,
round.
I was finding that a bit difficult to take seriously with Ishi's mustache, but you know, I think she was trying to just.
Put the mustache on. That's what they want to talk about Afghanistan.
Right. So let's move on to the next round.
Faking it.
This, of course, is the faking it round, where I'm going to give each of my guests a story. And all they have to do is tell me whether it's fake news or factual news. Okay, so which guest shall go to first? Right. I think I'm going to, since it's first time on the show, I'm going to go to Jay first. Are you ready for your story, Jay?
Ready for it. Let's go.
Okay. Let's get the picture up. That is a hermit crab. Hermit crabs are being turned on by plastic.
Oh, no.
A University of Hull study found that hermit crabs are mistaking plastic pollution for food due to an additive being released by the discarded plastic. The crabs off the Yorkshire coast were suffering from hyperactivity due to the additive oleamide being released. There's also another problem in acidic waters of the creatures detecting, being attracted to a chemical called 2-phenyl. I can never pronounce chemicals. Phenylethylamine, also known as P. P is known to warn mammals and sea creatures of predators. So there you go. Is this a factual story or a fake story? Hermit crabs being turned on by chemicals released by plastic.
Oh.
I have seen in Newcastle a woman that looked like she was plastic whilst pissing, probably with crabs that was turned on. So I'm going to go with a true story.
So you're saying it's fact.
I'm going facts.
Let's see whether you're right or not. Oh, well done. Well done. First time on your show and you've beaten me. I'm going to go to Ishi Khan next.
Oh, hang on. Let me just do some waxing. Oh, that hurt. Oh.
Right, Ishi, this is your image.
Hello. Who's this?
Sherwood Forest naked ramblers leave locals hot under the collar. Naked ramblers have been seen walking around Sherwood Forest.
Okay. So you want me to say if this is fact or fiction, right?
Yep.
Okay. All the times I've been to Nottingham and Sherwood, I have never seen somebody who looks like that. They certainly don't carry axes on them like that.
Oh, there's people in Sherwood that carry axes, but they're for a completely different reason.
Have you seen people with an axe? Oh, an axe to grind. Oh,
Yeah.
It's like he was walking around with this chopper out.
Oh my goodness. No. guy is not in Sherwood Forest. And Sherwood Forest, people, you say they're naked ramblers in Sherwood Forest when it's nettle season and mulberry season, where there are lots of prickles.
You can ask me some further questions if you want.
Okay, when have these ramblers been seen?
I'm not sure when they've been seen, but somebody recently saw a group up to 12 men walking naked.
Okay, who was the person?
Somebody called Robert Robinson.
Robert Robinson. Yeah, no, Roger, I think this is fake.
Okay, so you think
So
it's
this is
fake.
gonna be
Let's
right.
find out whether you're right or not. It's a fact.
Somebody called Robert Robinson.
Robert Robinson has started a petition against the groups being permitted to walk through the forest. He'd recently seen a group up to 12 men walking naked. He said the police state it's an offence if we find it offensive, which we do.
Whereabouts in Sherwood is this? Do we have GPS? Just.
Well, the OSPB who own the area have said the naturists have walked in quieter areas of the forest for decades, and it was legal providing they followed the rules.
Oh,
So there you go.
Sherwood is the place to hang out then for a little bit of.
Hang out.
Sorry. Oh. Hang on. You definitely need a rim shot for that.
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
word.
For hanging out.
Yeah.
And who is this guy? Seriously, who's this picture? Because this is not one of the ramblers, Roger.
This
This
guy,
guy is the guy
was
that got
someone
rim shot.
chopping wood. He's not actually fully naked. I've extracted this from a picture, but it's
Yeah.
just it's a hunky man in a forest, which I thought depicted the story well.
Who is
Okay.
he? Who is he?
I've got no idea. I bought him off a stock image.
Oh, you're such a tease.
I typed in naked man in forest.
Oh gosh, your history.
Well,
Roger, I thought
And
that was in your history anyway.
and I thought you might enjoy that picture.
I really am.
So, anyway, do you want to message it over to you later?
No, it's okay. I've committed it to memory. It's there.
Okay. Okay, Dan. It's your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay.
Here's your picture.
Fucking hell.
Plane forced to land due to escaped gorilla in cargo hold.
Oh,
A plane had to make an emergency landing when CCTV in the cargo hold alerted the captain that a gorilla being transported from Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens to the Smithsonian National Zoological Park in Washington. It was being transported on a 747 cargo plane and had escaped out of its cage.
Right. I've got an instinct for an answer, and it's less to do with the validity of that story and more a numbers game, because you've done two real ones, so the pattern would break. You're a comedian. You need the third to be a fake one, and I
It's
know that
not-
about you. So
Yeah, but no. If you've watched other shows, I often do three real stories.
I know this is what I'm thinking. If that's fake and you've come up with that, you've done very well. It sounds like odd enough to be real, so I'm going to say it's fact.
You're saying fact.
Unless
Okay.
I've fallen into your trap. Triple bluffed me.
Oh. Yeah.
That's
If there were
2-1
points,
to me
I'd be
this
just-
week.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah.
month.
Points don't matter though.
No, points don't
Damn
matter
it,
because
damn
points
it.
on this
Ah.
show mean sod all.
Oh, just me then.
Damn.
Was that it?
So,
Did you take that from the plot of the next Samuel L. Jackson film, by the way?
What, gorillas on planes?
Gorillas on the plane, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, it's like a prequel to Snakes on the Plane. So it's okay. So that brings us to our next round, and I know you're looking forward to this one.
Prat of the month.
I remember that donkey. That's me and Katie in it.
Yeah, that is you and Katie.
that was hilarious. That show is. Oh,
How many times did it take us to record that sound?
many.
So, anyway, in this round, it's where each of my guests have nominated. Oh, we've got some comments, by the way. Just before I do that, let's. Come on, Lord Sparkles, you know better than that. So, it was to depict the story. Anyway, each of my guests have nominated in advance a Prat of the Month. Okay? And I'm about to reveal the first nomination. When I reveal the nomination, I'll then give the guest 45 seconds to justify their choice of Prat of the Month. And once all three guests have done their justifications, I will rule on who is the Blue Suede News Prat of August. So let's move on to the first person. This is a gentleman called Spencer Eldon. And Dan Lythe, who has nominated Spencer Eldon, your time starts now.
Well, Spencer's made the age-old mistake of suing a very beloved band. So Dave Grohl's one of the best human beings in the world, and he's suing him. And the other guy that is suing is dead. It was the baby, so he's suing him for child pornography, even though that little tiny baby penis has been on the front of that album for like 30 odd years. He says he's suing him because it's ruined every relationship he's ever been in. So when he gets a girl home, he drops trow, and she's like, "Are you that baby from that album?" I just think what a dick move. He's been making like these photos like this and then cashing in on it. He's even got Nevermind tattooed on his chest. So to me, he's still a baby chasing money.
Yes, across his chest, you might not be able to see clearly in a photo, but he does have a tattoo saying Nevermind. So, and he was the baby in the original Nevermind album cover, Chasing the Dollar. And he still is as an adult.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good nomination. I did have it lined up as one of my stories that I was going to do during the show if nobody nominated him. But
sorry.
Saying he's gone through his life recreating the album cover on numerous occasions. Yeah. How on earth can he sue them?
All he's done is he's made some money off it, and then he's stopped making money off it. So he's sued Nirvana for £2 million because he can't, because he's got a baby penis.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to the next nomination. Right. This gentleman is called Tony Liu, and he's been nominated by Jay Sandhu. Jay, do you want to take away your justification, please? Your time starts now.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Tony Lewis, after this story, not surprisingly from America. So there was a heavy rainpour, big flash flood, and he thought it'd be a good idea to see how flooded the basement was. But the guy gets stupider than that, because not only did he want to go see how flooded it was, he took the elevator down. So obviously, partway through, the elevator filled up and there's pictures of him online, like the water up to his neck. So at which point, instead of ringing an emergency service, he just FaceTimed his mate and videoed it, just to show everyone that I might die in this elevator. And I just think, how thick must you actually be to not only go and have a look, take the stairs. Who takes an elevator into a flooded basement?
Right. Yes, this is Tony Lou from Nebraska, who decided to take an elevator down to see whether the basement was flooded. And as Jay rightly says, there is a video of this. Would you like to see the video?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I hope it's the same one.
The elevator started shaking and water just started coming in.
Let me see your best Moose impression.
But we didn't know that the basement was flooding. There was no warning signs. Decided to go down to the basement to kind of check it out. And then the water just kept going up and up. I think it came up to like my neck, and then it kind of slowed down. I pushed buttons, looked around to see if there was any like escapes on the roof, and there was none. So I grabbed my phone, FaceTime my roommate, and told him I might die down here in the elevator.
So there you go. That's the video of it. Lord Sparkles has come up with a really good comment on this.
Oh my days! What a prat! What a prat! Oh my gosh! This guy. Oh look, I could be famous if I tried to drown myself live. Ah.
I like how he said in that there was no signs. What do you expect someone to put a sign on the elevator saying, you know, it's flooded outside, the basement might be flooded? You know, do they expect to have people in the so
Actually,
anyway.
I thought the signs would have been the torrential downpour outside, to be fair. But
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Tony Lou. We'll move on to the next nomination, although Ishi seems to think this guy's the prat. But let's see what Ishi's got to say. She has nominated the NHS, and I'm quite interested in this because I haven't got a clue what she's going to be talking about. So Ishi, your 45 seconds starts now.
Okay, I hate to have to do this because we've been clapping for them and making rainbows for them and everything. But hey, my friend has recently had COVID, and COVID, when somebody has COVID, they advise rest. They advise drinking lots of water, and they just advise to be as stress-free as possible. On first day of isolation, she was called by the NHS 4 times every single hour to make sure she hadn't gone out. And then every single day they've called her, and it's stressing her out. But the worst thing they've done is called her at 8:40 on a Saturday morning. She's trying to rest. Who gets up at 8:40 on a Saturday morning? So I don't like what they've done. Chess.
Right. Well, to be quite honest, I've heard other people with these stories getting the NHS COVID police phoning them at 7 o'clock in the morning, being told to stay at home.
Yeah.
And they're phoning them at ridiculous times in the morning. They should be phoning them like midday.
Yeah.
That happened to me when I had COVID over Christmas. In between Christmas and New Year, I got a phone call. I think I got about 3 phone calls, and they were all like 7 and half 7 in the morning. I'm like trying to sleep.
Exactly.
And they'll wonder why the staff are getting abuse.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to stress people out so they can make sure they've got enough customers for the NHS.
So anyway, so here's my 3 prats of the month. I did enjoy that one, Ishi. Very good. I didn't know where you're going. You know, you just said the NHS to me, so, and I couldn't say any recent stories, but yeah, with you saying that, I know someone else who was complaining about that. So, you know, it's not good.
No.
But it's up against two real idiots. Spencer
you on
Eldon
about me
and
and Dan?
Tony Lou. What?
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny, Jay. You do look like him, and Dan, you do look like him. I think.
Right. So Spencer Lou, or I think it's down to. I'm going to discount the NHS. I do apologise, Ishi. And I think you'll agree that these two that have been nominated are real prats. Spencer Eldon, yes, he's a money-grabbing little shit, right? Who's been made famous for being on front of an album.
Yeah, but he's
And
insulted so many people. He's built his life around being this person, and then it's just shit on it when it's convenient for him, and it's just
But if he's saying it's ruined relationships for him, no, Spencer, that's you.
Yeah,
and you must be a narcissist if you're blaming everything else about being on an album. If anything, I imagine he's got women throwing themselves at him because it's on the Nevermind album cover.
Yeah, until they see his baby penis, and then they're like, "Oh, it's ruined."
Right, and
Dick,
you know,
fuck that guy.
It'd be great if he gets into the court and he goes, he's saying to the judge, I should say this isn't one of my jokes. This was supplied to me the other day, and he was when I was saying I was featuring this story, I was giving this joke. So he's saying to the judge, "Oh, I've been mentally tarnished. It was exploitation," and the judge just looks at him and goes, "Never mind." So. Okay, so that's Spencer Eldon, and there's Tony Lou. Now, Tony Lou, you can look out the windows. There's been a storm. You can see cars floating down the street. I know. I'll go to a part of the building that's lower than the street in the elevator.
Is the elevator
And then
bit got me? Like,
yeah. If he was going down the stairs, you could understand it. But taking the lift is... And the only reason why I'm actually going to choose Tony Lou over Spencer Eldon is because he nearly killed himself, which makes him a bigger prat.
Okay.
So, the Rogers Blue Suede News Prat of the Month is Tony Lou.
I totally agree with that, but can I just say that the NHS are also prats? I know you said the other two are real prats.
Yeah.
What are you implying? The NHS are not? They are being prats for stressing out.
They are being prats, but
So
they're part of the government, and I'm sick of bashing the government because we might as well just say, "Oh, it's the government," because they're shit. We've got one of the shittest governments around. And we've got the shittest prime minister, and none of them know what they're doing, right? And instead of actually being there when, let's say, Afghanistan falls apart, they'd send in a junior minister to talk to them. And it's, I'm not coming back off my holiday. I'll miss my holiday. Well, tough fucking shit, because we've all missed holidays because of bloody COVID, you lucky bastard. Sorry. Oh, I've got that off my chest now.
I just want the NHS to be included in that. That's all, Roger. But I'm glad you.
So, right. So, let me have a look. And Lord Sparkles says that I'm swaying towards Darwin Award worthy Jay's nomination. I think that should say. So, So, okay.
Yeah,
the question is, if it actually, if it managed to kill himself,
other stupid people in that lift. So if it was his idea, then he's put other people in danger, and or if not, if I mean, there's 3 prats in that lift, really.
Yeah.
You all got in. You're all idiots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you know? I'm just having one of my moments because I've not done this show in a month, but I'm now doing it once a month, and I'm trying to think, what's the next video? I'm looking at it. I've got one called TGTBTUS and one called IPAR. I'm thinking, what the bloody hell's the next round? And I've worked it out.
Code.
So, let's go for it.
The good, the bad, and the utterly stupid.
It's the good, the bad, and the utterly stupid. And if we haven't had enough stupidity on this show already, we're going to go into some more. So let me show you the first picture. Does anyone know what this is?
I'm sure that's a jump on Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah. That is
Right.
Minecraft in real life.
Yeah, very good.
Go on, Ishi.
Oh, so I think that's the head of the chief troll.
What this is the Hyde Park Mound, or also known as the it's not, I've written this down. Thingamabob Arch Mound in London.
Marble?
Right,
Marble Arch?
Marble Arch Mound, yeah. This is a
Yeah,
mound
yeah.
built, so they were trying to charge people to walk up this artificial mound to look at the views they can get from not as high up.
Oh, God.
So,
Have you seen the pictures of it? It's oh, look at it. If you squint, really, if you squint, you can see even more cranes. It's
Yeah.
nowhere. It's nowhere near anything decent.
I reckon they was trying to hustle people into it, because I mean, I'd pay to go up or into the Teletubby house. Like, just try to just hustle them out of it.
so
Time for Tory bye-bye. Time for Tory bye-bye.
Tory toast.
Tory
So,
toast.
yeah, that I actually think that the person who designed this, when he was a child, built Tracy Island to the Blue Peter instructions.
Yeah. Paper mache.
I thought you were just going to say was drunk.
You mean this was actually designed? It's not just like some way to disguise landfill. They've just astroturf and put it on top of there and go, oh, but this is London. We charge people for everything. So I tell you what, we'll just make it a feature and charge people.
If that was to cover something up in London, you'd have to say how many people have died of COVID in London.
Oh, Roger.
It's just like turfed over a pile of bodies.
Not the first time
enough
they've done
more.
that in London.
They've done it quite smooth, though, haven't they? And like, there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
nutrients for the trees to grow.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good idea, to be fair.
They could have used turf that was alive, because it's yellow, dead.
Anyway,
No, I'm sure I've played on football pitches that are like this, so I've seen it before.
I think that when they finished with it, Elon Musk might want to buy it.
Yeah, sure.
For a silo.
For a Starship launch
It
pad.
took me too long to figure out what that was then.
Didn't
I
it
better
cost?
not ask.
Did it cost £6 million?
What?
Yeah, the mound to build it, and it's being
Unbelievable.
displayed for 6 months, and it costs £6 million.
Yeah, and they're
Which
now
could
going to
have
allow
gone-
people just to climb it free of charge.
Yeah, and that £6 million could have been divided amongst the family of the dead that it is covering.
Didn't they have to,
That 6 million could
didn't they
have
have to
gone
refund loads of people?
fell through the gaps of government support. Like,
No,
frankly.
from what I read, the first few bunches of people that went in got charged, and then their TripAdvisor
all
reviews were
complained.
just awful. Like it's yellow, it's dying all the trees. I've seen better trees on a Thomas Tank Engine like model railway, just. And it's awful, and the views, and all you can see is like a high street, a post office, and some cranes. And if you can see some landmarks, but they're like 20 miles away. It's just
Do you know
awful.
what? Whoever commissioned this saw an artist impression and thought that looks nice, and then ordered it off Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Wish version.
Right, let's see what else I've got lined up for you. This is a story about Banksy going on holiday to Norfolk.
Oh yeah, I saw this as well. So it's a real guy who likes holidays, and some idiots have jet washed this off the wall.
Oh, the bus stop one.
So I'm sure that I read somewhere that Banksy had done one recently, and people just cleaned it off the wall.
Oh yeah, so that was in a similar area. It was on a seawall, and they did actually cover it. It was got rid of.
Right. Okay.
But he also did these. The one in the top left is in Great Yarmouth Model Village, and it's the little extension to their thatched cottage with graffiti all scrawled over it that suddenly appeared overnight. So the bus stop one is quite inventive, I thought. But my favourite one of all of them, which was in, I haven't written down where it was. I thought I had. My favourite one is the claw. Right? Would it be nice if it was real and it was just actually plucked that woman out of the bench?
Well, it'd lift her up and then it'd drop her back down where she was sat because you can never win those games.
Just scrape along her face and take the wig with her.
Like some glasses. Takes her glasses off and then it even drops those. It's awful game.
So
frustrating, isn't it? It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
I think there were Banksies in London Underground, which were just like these mice, and they washed them all off, going, "We can't allow graffiti." I know.
That was on the tube train. Yeah,
yes,
he did one on the tube train, and it disappeared overnight because the graffiti people just got rid of it.
Yeah. That was.
How do you know Banksy didn't get rid of it?
Yep. Tesh says hello, by the way.
Hi, Tesh.
Hello, Tesh.
Which is nice of her. Nice of you to join us, Tesh. And Lord Sparkles puts wrong kind of crane.
That was
enough.
That was the mound he was talking about.
Oh, right.
I think it's about the woman.
So, it looks like Banks has been on holiday and has been leaving his little calling card at all the little resorts he visited in Norfolk. So, makes you wonder if it was paid by the Norfolk Tourist Board, doesn't it? So, anyway, what else have I got lined up? This is Auckland in New Zealand. So,
pretty.
Have you heard about the police breaking up an anti-lockdown protest in Auckland?
I have. I don't know how exactly you go about breaking up one man. Like there's two police officers have grabbed either arm and just split him in two because there's not very many people in Auckland. So he's He's the protest guy. Oh yes, disperse.
Dan
It's
has-
like, there's only one of me.
Dan has got this absolutely spot on. The police in Auckland broke up a protest march containing one person.
Is that a march? Is that a march or is that a stroll?
I don't know.
So
It's just a
they've
nutter
been
on the street.
alerted. The police have been alerted to discussions of a potential gathering on social media, and police officers attended Queen Street in Auckland on Friday, but only found one person. They spoke to the individual, who then chose to leave, probably before he was broken up.
Power.
I think if I was that guy and the police arrived, I would have just gone, nah, bye.
Actually, there was two. I think there was two guys, and his mate was like round the corner, and just as he was like getting ushered off, he was like, "Nah, mate, I'm alright."
I honestly think you're
like,
that. So you're here to protest.
20 of them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
If there's only one of them, is it a gathering?
No.
No.
No, it's a lonely
One
lunch.
person. Yeah.
It's not gathering one person. It's just not. Oh, that's brilliant.
All right, I think if we're quick, we've got time for a fourth story in this section. This is Scott Harrington. And he's purchased this garage door for a significant amount of money. Do any of you know why this garage door was purchased by him?
Is it the entrance to the back gate?
Because he's a big fan
I've got
of
a
the
fair
number
idea.
20.
Have you?
Oh, is this just the cheapest way you can get a house in London?
Possibly. No, they didn't sell him the garage. They only sold him the garage door.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the guy who owns the Only Fools and Horses Robin Reliant. And he purchased that garage door, which was the garage door for the Trotters garage on Only Fools and Horses, because it was getting refurbed and they needed to get rid of it. So they asked him. That's it. Just read the news, guys.
Yeah, he's purchased a garage door that was used in a backdrop in the scenes in the TV series Only Fools and Horses. So where they were going to scrap them all, they thought, we can sell this one to this guy for a significant amount of money. So the money was paid to charity, though. So it's all ends well and nicely. So that's the end of The Good, the Bad, and the Utterly Stupid. So let's move on to this one.
I predict a riot!
But not in New Zealand. So what this is the prediction round. I'm going to go to each of my guests and ask if they want to make a prediction. And I keep monitoring these predictions, and if any come true, I do issue a certificate to the people saying they are a Rogers Blue Suede News soothsayer. Okay? So, would you like to make a prediction, Dan? Obviously not. Oh.
I don't know. I could be so the internet. I don't know. I really don't want to say another lockdown. I really don't think that that's going to happen. I think we should. No. I'm going to say another famous person dies.
Okay.
And it's going to be someone we really, really love. Like, David Attenborough.
We've already got
wow. You just started speaking that into existence.
Yeah, you can't have that.
I don't want it. I can't have that. Why is it in the Deadpool
No.
already?
It's in the Deadpool already by Mr. Lee.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know then. Come back to me, Roger.
Okay. Ishi.
Okay. I predict that.
I think you muted Ishi.
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No, she's
What?
good.
My mic's on.
Actually, it wasn't you, Ishi. It was me.
There you go. I knew that.
He just wanted you muted, that was all.
I know.
Right.
No, typical.
When I said your name, I have a problem with. I'm not going to say Ishi. I nearly said it again. Whenever I say Miss Khan's name, my personal assistant on my MacBook always thinks I'm talking to her.
Oh, Roger, you really shouldn't name your Siri Ishi.
I haven't. All right, Miss Khan.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I predict everybody on this panel before the end of the year to spot at least one rainbow.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take that one because between now and the end of the year, it's not going to be as sunny because we're moving into autumn and winter. So.
It's already come true, Roger. Sorry, too late. Can everyone see this?
No.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I can't see anything. What are you trying to show me?
Completely blank.
Jay! Jay!
I can see a really uneven rubber. A really uneven rubber is what I can see.
It's a rain.
And it's dirty. So she is so dirty as well. That rubber's so dirty. What? You're just rubbing it on the side or something.
Yeah,
Let's go to Jay for our next prediction.
I should clean it. Oh, what? No!
My prediction. I'm going to go with that Priti Patel finally deports her uncle.
Oh.
I know she's been gunning for that for a while, hasn't she? Or a family member. She kicks a family member out of the country.
Okay.
How about she kicks
I've
herself
got one.
out of the country?
I've got one, Roger.
I'd love it if she did.
Okay. Go on then, Dan.
I think that the USA are going to start talks with the Taliban body, but it's going to break down, and then before the year's out, they're going to be sending troops back in, which is going to cause another war.
Oh no!
Which is brilliant material for a comedy panel show.
Okay. I've got that. I mean, it's quite possible that Joe Biden may not be president by the end of the year, where his mind's going. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got all my predictions in. Let's run on to
Oh,
the final round, because it's that time of the night.
Hot up, logging it.
This is put a plug in it, where I'm going to go to each of my panelists and ask them if they would like to plug anything they're doing. So let's go to Ishi first.
okay, cool. So, okay, big thing I've got coming up is Nottingham Comedy Festival. I'll be doing my new show there on the 20th of November, Saturday the 20th of November at the Carousel. So follow me on @Ishi2Funny and pop along. It'll be fun.
Fantastic. So let's go to Jay next.
I feel like I'm just repeating what she said. I've got a Nottingham Comedy Festival show coming up as well. I cannot remember the date. on the internet, you'll probably find it. I've also got a poetry collection coming out as well, which I put together with a couple of mates over lockdown. Oh no, that's the wrong size. Hold on. There. Go to that. Go to that. Everywhere. All socials. Go to that. You'll see everything I'm doing. It's all there. This is harder than it looks.
It is harder than it looks. I totally feel you there, Jay, because I can't do it. Oh, I did it first time. I was like, oh, I can't do it. Then I
I'm
did.
happy about that.
Yeah, you have to. I can.
It's for me. That's what happened.
Okay, and let's go over to Dan. What's Dan got to plug?
Well, I've got a few gigs I'm excited about coming up. I do my podcast, so I interview comedians. So that's Soft Spot for Stand Up. You can find that on Spotify. That's a continuous thing, so I keep editing and getting those out. I've got my first ever gig that I'm going to run as an MC, which is at the 1st of October at the Market Pub in Chesterfield. It's just around the corner from me, so I'm excited about that. And then one of the really, really
exciting
live
moments
at Bloomfield Square. Yeah. Our host for the evening is one Roger Poulter, so I'm happy about that. If you want to go and find tickets for that, you can find them on. I can see the. I can see. There's a.
I can see the stage from here. .uk.
Did you lose?
Yeah, you were doing a Norman
That's
Collier. Just to translate what Dan was saying, there's a comedy night at Bloomfield Square on the 23rd of September. It's hosted by myself. We have Dan Live opening. We've got Professor John. We've got Susie Frost, and we've got the amazing Tony Cowards headlining. So that's 23rd of September. Also on the 14th of September, you'll find me at the Teller in Sheffield. Looking forward to that one. So, and I'm also down in Hereford somewhere, so I ought to know where my gigs are. But I'll, if you go to my website, which is www.icanseethestagefromhere.uk, there's an events list where you can find out where I'm appearing. So thank you very much. And I'd like to thank my guests. I'd like to thank Dan, thank Ishi, and thank Jay. You've been great guests on tonight. And I'd also like to thank all our audience members for joining us. And if you're watching on catch up, by all means, carry on commenting, because I will look at the comments even after the show's finished broadcasting. And there's only one thing left to do, and that is run the closing title. So thank you for joining the show.